Hi, Marcus. Hi, Sudi. How are you guys doing?
Hello, hi.
Good. Good to see you guys, as
You too.
usual. So, we've learned a lot about you both over the last 5 interviews.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so much so that I have people say to me, I'm hooked on their story. I want to know what else is happening. So, even though today is probably going to be our last one in this series, we're definitely
Right.
going to work together again, continue to
Right.
work
Okay.
together. So, I'm curious because I'm in some of the transplant groups, and sometimes I see certain types of questions reoccurring. And so I thought I would ask you,
Right.
has either of you experienced depression along the way?
Uh, a little bit, a little bit, but I try not to keep my mind in that mindset to stay there. It's like you got to motivate yourself to
Yeah,
get out of that kind of depression because that's not good.
Right.
right.
So, we do those positive things in life that help us to move and to be productive, but we won't stay in that depression that long.
Right. I
You
mean,
know, I love you guys. You guys are, it's I don't want to offend anyone, but indeed some of this we have to own, right? And
Right.
when you feel this happening, try to do something to, get yourself out of that space, that place, space, whatever it is. And your personality definitely, because you're so positive, definitely is a plus.
yeah, all that attitude has to be before the transplant and after the transplant.
Absolutely,
You
because
do
there
it.
will be, uh, challenges
Mm-hmm.
on both sides of the journey,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
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 Yeah, there,
Yeah.
in life, there's always something.
Mhm.
Another thing that comes up quite a bit is medication.
Right.
More specifically, the immunosuppressant medications. I know we end up taking others along the way,
Right.
sometimes to correct some other thing that develops, but in this
Right.
case, I'm referring more to our immunosuppressant uh, drugs, class of drugs. What would you say with regards to the importance of taking our drugs, but not just taking them, but taking them as prescribed?
Well, taking the drugs is our lifeline.
Okay,
So you have to follow the directions to the T.
Mm-hmm.
You
excellent.
can't stray away from that. You can't rebel from that. You have to do it the way they tell you to do it for
Right.
it can get optimum way to work.
Results,
Yeah,
right. Oh,
yeah,
And
excellent.
you definitely need support of a family member or friends, who's ever working with you as far as with the process to help, just in case you might have those days where you can't manage the medication
right,
because
right.
you cannot miss a dose. And
No,
if
you
you do
can't.
miss a
Correct.
dose, you got to be in contact with your transplant coordinator in order for them to tell you what's the next step, because that's nothing to play with.
No, it's not.
That's not just
That's
regular blood
serious.
pressure medicine. These are medicines that keep you alive. And I think people need to
Absolutely true.
understand that this is not a joke. Like once you get a kidney or any kind of organ, you need to have these medications to keep you
And
going.
you got to keep them consistent, the same time
Exactly.
every day.
And that's something our coordinator makes sure, like, you can't, hey, this is not something, oh, one day you take it and the next. No, this
No.
is daily for the rest of your life,
Yep.
you know?
Precisely right. On this issue, I have to give Avin especially, and also other family members, but Alvin, my husband, has taken it so personally.
Well,
Exactly.
Sudi
No matter
has too.
where in the world he is or I am,
Doing it.
he
Hmm.
does
You got to
that
be
calculation and he would text me from India, honey, meds
I
time.
know that's right.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
it's midnight, dear. What are you talking about?
It is important. He's part of your team. You have to
Yes.
have a
It is.
team in order to keep, because this process is not just for that individual who got the transplant. It's for their families, and they have to be
And
involved.
this woman right here is so important for that.
I
Oh,
mean,
I'm
like,
yeah.
telling you, she keeps
You need
me
that
on.
military person. It's time. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's so important that you said it. It's really a team effort. My
Right.
5-year-old niece will come in there every morning before she goes to class. And you got to wake up. It's time for your meds at 5 years old.
Exactly. And that's
It
how it's
really
supposed to
is
be.
a
And that's
Yeah.
what,
situation.
if they don't, if there's anybody doesn't get anything from this interview, but they have to understand that once you get a transplant, you can't play around. This is a
Absolutely
second chance.
true.
And the
Absolutely
medication
true.
that you're taking,
And you really need to
regardless of
value
whatever,
it.
yeah,
Yes.
whatever side
True.
effects it gives you, you have to still keep taking it. And and tell your team, the transplant team, if there's any kind of side effects that you can't handle,
Can't handle.
be in communication so that you adjust it or whatever. But don't sit
Excellent
in
advice.
silence. Don't take it.
Right.
Don't not take it. Because that's the
Excellent
wrong
advice.
thing.
I love that. Excellent.